Hey everybody, it's been some time. I had a little bit of technical difficulties, so I do apologize for starting a little late here. For those of you who are listening to the audio, you know what it is. So let's go on and get this started. All right. So looks like I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here. For some reason, I do not hear any audio. So I was wondering if you guys could hear me clearly, for those of you who are in the audience. Because it's going to be interesting. Okay. All right. This episode is going to be fun. So, one of the things that I have to do is let everybody know that I do have a newsletter out there. One of the things about the newsletter is that I try to talk about all the upcoming events, if I have any new awesome guests, and also giveaways, things that's coming up. And I do like to try out new things. So if there's something new, I try to go ahead on and share that out. Now, the beauty of it is, hey, we all live and learn. We have experiences. And one of those things is that I have a hard time doing is actually planning. You would think, oh, well, you've been doing this podcast for so long. Look like you got everything kind of mapped out and planned out. But honestly, no. I have to do things like 5 or 6 maybe hours or so. I'm a very slow procrastinator, and it just takes time to do things. And one of the things that I notice about myself is that when I get stressed out, I just shut down. And it's so many things that's happening behind the scenes that you also don't see. But I try to share some light and bring some joy to your life because we have a lot that's happening in our lives, and you never know what's happening. And the beautiful thing about doing this show is that this is therapy for me. It actually helps me understand where I am in life and how I can better serve other people with the little bit of knowledge that I have. Because I feel like there are so many things that I don't know. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is shed that light and bring it forward for you all. How can I better help and assist you? And I know this show is called About That Wallet, and ultimately, we help people build strong financial habits. But I also do not want to go over or not think about the things that's happening in people's lives. We all going through a lot, especially, holiday seasons can be stressful. And I want to bring that question up to you all is what are those stresses that you have around the holidays that you normally don't have any other time? Because I can tell you this, I'm a procrastinator to the full extent, meaning that I think by the time y'all guys listen to this, I only bought my wife one gift and I got so many more to do. But we all know that's still coming. So how do we plan to miss out on everything when they ultimately, we already know it's coming, but we never actually plan for those things. And I feel bad because I even talked about this before, which is how do you plan ahead of time, which is really to a plan ahead of time. And it's tough. Granted, I'm pouring out to you guys about this, but we have to think about how do we understand the things that we're going through? How do we take ourselves to that next level? An ultimate way to do that is to take action on the activities that we have planned out for. Think about the activities that we have planned out for our lives. Think about the activities that we have planned for others. What do we ultimately want to see? So if you have a thought, anything, just jot it down. You're already taking an action to move forward with the activity that you actually want to do. So for me, like for this show, the action that I have is that I think about a topic, I write it down. And then ultimately I was like, cool. Well, let me at least do the artwork. I can do the artwork, get that posted up on YouTube. Now that I put that up on YouTube, planned it out, scheduled it out, the next thing I got to do is come up with the details. What the heck am I going to talk about in the details? Like the show notes and everything like that. So you can go click on there and obviously use some of my affiliate links to help support the show and also to help you, no cost to you as well. The second thing about it is that I get the opportunity to just put all my thoughts out in the show notes to then see, all right, what am I going to talk about? What research do I need to do? What type of questions that you all are thinking about when I come up with these particular topics? Like this one right here is just talking about just stop talking, start doing. And I have to tell you that consistency, not just the art of doing it, is being consistent with it is almost like the number one thing that people keep saying, oh, you got to be consistent. Well, you can't be consistent if you didn't take the first move. And you can't be upset with yourself if you never took the first move. So think about those things that are running around in your life that you think should be able to take advantage of. I mean, I can just open up any one of the books that I have behind me. Well, I'm going to bring this one up. So I talk about this a lot because Tiffany Aliche, I really love her, her book, her writing style, and also what she means for. So the book I'm actually going to read a little bit from Tiffany Aliche is called Get Good with Money. For those of you who know, I actually met her in person and I was actually like, whoa, this is really her. So had a good time there. And I'm just flipping through. Number one. So I'm on page 88 for those of you who have the book. And it says, do number one, identify your debt. It's time to identify your debts with a debt list. If your Get Good with Money toolkit and in the appendix on page 344, you'll find a template for the debt list, which will include the following categories: name of debt, total amount owed, minimum paid due, interest. She also go through APRs, the due date, statement, closing date, status. And the cool thing about everything that she says in this book to do is one of those things that you first have to do. You need to sit down and write it out and think to yourself, like, what the heck I got to do? And understanding that, you know, this is the thing. So because we're talking about things that you do to take that first step into your thought process, I'm bring up the question, what are you thinking of doing for the new year? New year, new you. I'm putting that in the chat. So for all of you who are listening right now, you can go down and go inside the chat, type it in. And I actually want to, I'm curious on what are you thinking about doing for the new year, for yourself, to better yourself, or even just to kind of go back on some of the things that you haven't taken action on, that you want to take action on in the new year. The reason why I want to ask that is because for those of you who are here, you're actually getting first dibs on this, which is you taking the first action to move yourself forward. And I want I don't want to say gets some of the statistics. I do apologize with the little hiccups here. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe I'm just a little nervous. Time for a drink, I guess. Let's see. It's only like 12 minutes in. All right, so I think it's time to hop on over to the news side of the house. What's over here on the news? So we got some new things. About money news. Let's see if I can music. So money news. I am not hearing any of these. Hopefully you guys can hear it. You know what? It's a simple thing called the unmute button. Let me try this again. All right, hopefully you guys heard that. All right. So one of the cool things that I like about the news is that there's always something. And the beautiful thing about there's always something, there's always money changes. And the cool thing with money changes is it changes from one hand to the next, and somebody's always doing something, which means that it's very entertaining. So what is the most entertaining thing that the Beltway News is talking about right now? Let's see. Share my screen. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like I've been in a rut lately. Just like not motivated to do anything cool and exciting. So let's see. 5 things you need to know about the 2023 taxes. Let's click on that. See what this guy has to say. We can hit play. Hit play. And we don't hear anything from this guy.
We're talking about a Venmo, a PayPal, a Cash App, something like that.
I'm going to start this over so you guys can get it from the beginning.
The new regulation from the IRS is if you process payments through a third-party platform, so we're talking about a Venmo, a PayPal, a Cash App, something like that, and it's a business transaction, the reporting requirement was reduced to $600, and this is from $20,000. So essentially for tax year 2022, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, if you process more than $600 in business transactions, they're going to issue out to you a 1099K, and they send a copy of that to the IRS as well. And so there, the concern is that people have, they really, it's new, so they don't know what's going to happen. So there's these concerns. Oh, I paid someone for dinner. Are they going to have to pay tax on it now? So the regulation is pretty clear. It's for business transactions only. Now, where it's less clear is how are these platforms deciding between a business transaction and a personal transaction? Or what happens if a personal transaction is mistakenly classified as a business transaction? And I think legitimately that's where a lot of people's concerns are, just because it is a brand new regulation and we haven't seen it implemented yet. So it doesn't surprise me that they would bring that 1099K threshold down to try and capture some of that unreported income. Now, that said, this new requirement, it really doesn't change the role for a side hustle person. Sure. If you have a side hustle, you were obligated to report that income before this new rule, and you're obligated to report it now. So on that end, it doesn't change anything. It just gives the IRS some extra information to track you down if you ultimately don't report that income. And in my mind, the Zelle loophole is to benefit Zelle. Essentially, Zelle is saying, hey, this doesn't apply to us. We're not going to report it to the IRS. Don't look for a 1099K from us. To my mind, the beneficiary is Zelle. Now they don't have to issue millions of 1099Ks. Now they don't have to worry about that reporting compliance. Right. But for the regular taxpayer who does have an obligation to report that income, it really hasn't changed anything for them. Zelle isn't very clear on why they say it doesn't apply to them. If you read their official website, it says it doesn't apply to us. We're not going to issue 1099Ks. Now, my What I infer from that is that Zelle is saying this is more like a check payment because it's from bank to bank. And check payments have never been reported on 1099K. Whereas Venmo, some of these other apps, they're saying, okay, this is a legitimate debit card, credit card purchase. We're caught up in this new regulation. We're going to report it. But yeah, Zelle really hasn't been clear in saying, this is why this doesn't apply to us. You can use our platform and don't worry about a 1099K. My advice is you can call it a loophole, you can call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the basic tax reporting requirements that a small business is going to have. And that is you have to report all your income. If you're going to think of it as a Zelle loophole, think of it as a loophole for Zelle. To my mind, they're the ones benefiting from it because now they don't have to issue all these.
It seems like they're just now repeating it. So, I mean, that's cool and exciting and all. Just the Zelle loophole, for those of the people who are interested in, just trying to get their lives together and start taking action on some of those taxes for 2023. Seems like a grand idea. Obviously, the tax income brackets have changed. The standard deductions have changed. Now that you can actually go from, they show here in 2023, the standard deduction for an individual taxpayer will rise from $900 to $13,850, increase by $1,800 for married taxpayers filing joint returns to $27,700, and will climb to $20,800 for heads of household, up $1,400 from 2020. Taxpayers who are at least 65 years old or blind can claim additional amounts depending on the filing status. So that is a huge jump for the standard deductions. It will be a lot easier to do your taxes, of course, but a lot of people more than likely will see less tax returns when it comes to the new year. So that's going to be really interesting. Hey, Nia. So thank you, Nia, for joining. So you said, right, you still need to report. Yes. And that's going to be really interesting to see who's actually is going to report it. Even if I think it's still funny that you're supposed to still report if you stole money more than $600. So if you rob somebody, you still got to report it. That is interesting. All right. Since we're talking about the tax returns, you might as well continue because we need to start doing these things. You need to start thinking about your contributions to your retirement accounts. As we're coming up on the last week of the year, and more than likely for those of you who get paid twice a week, I think you're supposed to have started this week to make sure that you make your adjustments so you can start the new year off so you can meet those matches. So right here, they said the IRS is raising the contribution limits for the retirement accounts, including employer-sponsored plans like the 401k and the individual retirement accounts or IRAs in 2023 to account for inflation. The cap for employees who participate in the 401k, 403b, and most 457 plans and the federal government's thrift saving plans, what they call them a TSP, will raise by $2,000 to a maximum of $22,500. The catch-up contribution limits for the employees aged 50 and up who participate in such plans will also raise to $7,500. I'm reading all of this because for the people who are listening to this audio, I want to make sure that you get this information as well. So the IRA contribution limits will increase by $500 to $6,500, a figure that represents the maximum contribution limits, meaning combined amount that can be contributed to the traditional IRA and Roth IRA. The income phase out range for contributing to an IRA, the traditional IRA, which allows taxpayers to claim a deduction up front in the tax year of the contribution, will shift upwards to a range of $68,000 to $78,000 for single taxpayers. 116,000 to 136,000 for married couples filing joint return. As you keep hearing here, right? For those of you who are filing separate, they don't include us, unfortunately, which I always think is hilarious. So for those of you who file separate, you actually get less than if you were actually filing single. It is hilarious. So for those of you who are thinking about getting married, but don't want to do your taxes together, it seems like you might as well just file single. You'll get more returns, even though it's not right. You shouldn't do that. Let's see. We got the savers credit. Mia, I'm sure you can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. You can do the savers credit, earn income tax credit. So those are the cool things that they were talking about for 2023, and that's what we really. I think that's the main thing I really want to highlight for the upcoming year and the taxes. And speaking of taxes, we all heard about the IRS not auditing Trump taxes for the year 2020, which was really interesting that they did not do that because I think by law they were supposed to, and they did not. They failed to do so, which will be interesting to see in the upcoming months on how they're going to reprimand the IRS for not auditing the president's taxes. That will be entertaining to see what's coming next on that one. Okay. All right. So we talked about the money news, got that out the way, talked about some of those things that we planning out the new year, and we also want to get things started. So speaking of planning things out for the new year, and you stuck with me this long, didn't fall asleep yet, is that I actually landed my first paid talking gig, guys. Woo! I want to make sure I get my applause in here. It's exciting, right? So the cool thing that I did, which is then to not take to start taking action. And one of those things I started to take action is actually talk about the things that I want to do. And because I was actually able to talk about like, hey, I want to be a speaker. And these are the things that I plan on doing within the next couple months. I wrote it down. I talked to I guess you call it a mastermind group, people that I met at FinCon that are in the local area. So I call it just a local mastermind group. And I was like, yeah, I plan on doing some speaking engagements next year. Shortly after that phone call, I hopped on somebody else's live on Instagram, and I got a message saying like, hey, I'm having a talk. Would you mind being part of this talk for next year? And I was like, sure. What are we talking about? And they was like, well, we have like this talking, and we're talking about business, how to start a business, how to run a business, and just everything about a business. And I was like, sure. I've been running this podcast for about 2.5 years. I can talk a little bit about some business. Let's go on and do it. And the beauty of it all is that I took the first step. And that is the most important thing that you can ever do, which is either A, like I said in the chat, go ahead on and write down what it is that you want to do for the next year or whatever. You need to write these things down. Secondly, you need to talk about it. Keep talking about it. Let everybody know this is what you want to do. So say if you don't have a job, but you want to change careers. Now, keep in mind a job and a career are two different things. Think of the job as a temporary thing, and a career is more long term. So for the industry of education, the career is education. The job is teaching at one school. So you can stay in the profession, but change jobs. So taking those actions is one of the things that you need to do. And like I said, once you understand that, you start talking about it, telling people like, hey, this is what I want to do. I got this degree. I'm not working in my field that I want to. I'm not working in a career that I want to. Can you help me? They more than likely going to say yes. And if they can, they will help you and guide you through. Secondly, if they cannot, on the opposite side, they more than likely can point you to somebody else who is looking for it. And I believe in the Bible somewhere, don't quote me on this, but they talk about how the tongue can either create death or create life to some capacity. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, or shoot me an email or something like that. Leave that down bottom. But one of the things is that you need to be able to communicate on the things that you want in life in order to achieve the things that you want in life. And if you're not communicating it, how do you expect to get it? And a lot of people keep saying that, oh, I came up and did everything on my own and I'm doing all this by myself. No, you didn't. You had to tell somebody about it in order for you to start taking action. And they guided you through that process. They had to open up the door that was closed for you that you would have never seen before. And I can tell you that, like, either getting mentors, I've had mentees. And one of those things about being a mentor is that you just want to give back. And giving back is a part of actually sharing your network. And being a mentee, the goal is to not be a burden to the mentor. Your goal is to actually provide value in some capacity that they haven't looked at it. You can provide a different perspective, or you can actually help them in their goal to achieve something. And more than likely, the only way you can help them to achieve their goal is if they communicated their goal to you in the first place. So you can't go out here and say, the man's putting me down, he's keeping me here, and everybody's all out against you. But if you never told anybody what you wanted, nobody's a mind reader. They can't go out here and just say, oh yeah, this is what you need to do. You need to do this and you should do this. And ultimately, you could do exactly what they did to achieve their exact results, but your background is not the exact same. Your financial situation is not the exact same. So you need to do what's best for your financial being, for your situation, and also in your living space, in your environment. Easy example as far as growth. I can grow dandelions all day because of weed. Like, it's a weed. It grows everywhere. But I can't take that same dandelion seed, put it in some water out in the river, and expect it to grow. No, you need a different type of species for that. And that's what I'm saying. You are a different type of seed that needs the right environment to grow. In order to figure out what environment you need to grow, you need to take the first step to make that change. Like, it's, how can I put it? It's a lot. But the most important thing is that you have to communicate exactly what you need to grow, to nourish yourself. Yes, obviously we can see the seeds and everything like that. You get the packet of seeds and they actually tell you this is the best time when you need to plant them. This is how deep you need to plant the seeds inside the ground. This is how much sunlight they need. They grow best in these areas. For the best conditions for the seed to grow, they have everything right there on the back of the pack of seeds. I'm looking around to see if I have some seeds around because I was actually planning on growing like broccoli or something like that. But I'm saying all this to say is that nobody can help you if you do not speak up or write it down or share your story to get to where you want to be. So you need to take that first step in order for you to grow and to that next level that you need to go to. So say all that to say that I need to start taking the first step. Now that I got the gig on actually writing, doing this presentation, I need to go ahead on and start now figuring out the presentation. So I already said yes, I committed. I'm sharing you all. You all are my, what they call it? What's the name of them things? You all are my accountability partners. There we go. I'm gonna get it right. So as my accountability partners, I'm letting you know this. I do not want to fail. So are there one or two things I can do? You guys let me know in the chat. You guys are here. Do you guys want to help me write up my slide deck to talk about business? And these are going to be based on your questions or some of your suggestions or guidance. And we can just knock this out because I only got 20 minutes to talk and it should be fun. And then plus like a Q&A session or something like that. I can either do that or I could do it behind closed doors. Just kind of hammer it out, talk to myself, talk to my little buddy here that I always keep when I'm talking to him. So when you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. And also we can do that. So it should be entertaining. I'm excited, but I just don't want to fail the people that are listening. So you have to keep it going. Create. Nia, you're great. So Nia says you have to keep it going. Create your process. I like that. I like that. So when you say keep it going and create your process, you know, it's after 3:30. I like this because create your process as you grow helps the next person that's coming behind you to do a repeatable process to show the steps that it took for you to get from point A to point B, then from point B to point C. Now, in between all of that, you have your process. Ooh. And yeah, I might be going a little deep on your subject here, but I think I got it. Let me know if I'm wrong, though. So if we take in the process, right? So we can create a process. Obviously, the first process is to write it down. Write down where you want to go. We can say, I mean, I'm putting all these different analogies in here because I really want to bring home that you can't go anywhere unless you actually decide on where you go. And if you don't decide on where you're going to go, somebody else will take you to where you ought to be, or where you'll just wind up and you'll be surprised that you're there. So that should be entertaining. All right. You know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't taken phone calls. So if you guys want to give me a call, and I'm actually taking phone calls. Let me get some music in the background. Y'all can give me a call at 833-699-2558. Put some background noise here and see what you guys got. See if I got some background music that they won't kick me out for. It's been a while since I played something. Yeah, I don't like that one. That's right, I haven't played this in a while. All right. You know what? It's 8:30. It's time for drinks. So, for those of you who are out there and got your drinks, even if you got water, make sure you got your bottle ready because it's going down. Hold tight, everybody. All right, it is. Some people call these wasted Wednesdays. I don't care what you call it, but when I listen to these playbacks, it is hilarious. And I play these back at like times 2 speed, so it doesn't seem like I'm doing a lot of pauses. All right, for those of you who are online watching me, obviously this is apple cider mixed in with the Belvedere vodka. So, I'm not sure if you want to call it a apple mule, but we'll just kind of stretch it a little bit. I do need to go to work tomorrow. So, gotta keep it going. All right. So what are you guys drinking out there? What are you guys drinking? And because you guys are out there hanging out with me, I do have a book giveaway because I'm trying to give out a book every episode. So I do have this one. I gave this one out last week. And this book is called Wall Street's Grand Deception by Norman Papoose. Why your financial advisor might be hazardous to your wealth and what you can do about it. Now, the cool thing about Mr. Papoose, he actually gave me like 5 books to give away. I'm actually keeping one for myself. So I do have 3 left, and this is one of them. So if you guys are really interested in getting this book, go ahead on and put in #book in the comments, and I'll put you guys in for the drawing. So, and I think I'll probably do the drawing in like 10 minutes. So go ahead on and type in #book, and we can get that going. So I can actually do a drum roll here. Let's see, StreamYard. Oh, and for those of you who are looking to do a stream similar to what I'm doing here now, I'm using StreamYard. And the beautiful thing about StreamYard is that they do allow me to do giveaways such as this one. So let me see if I can share this. All right. So go ahead on and type in #book. Hey, Janice, it's been ages. Woo, glad you can make it. So, Janice, since you're here, since you just joined, I'm actually doing a book giveaway. So, I'm going to see if I can swap this out so you can see. So, this is the book, giving this book away. And if you want the book, type in #book, and we're gonna do this giveaway right quick. So I'm probably doing, let's see. So my podcast I'm doing, which is stop listening, start doing. All right, cool. So the one I said was #book. Now I wonder if I can only do live broadcasts. Interesting. I believe they used to be able to have it for previous episodes where you can actually just go onto any page or whatever, but I think that's another app for that. So for the live broadcast, I'm gonna zoom in here so y'all can see. And just type in the #book, and what it would do is curate everybody who types in the book, #book, and you get it. If it's only one person, then you get the book. But I'm doing this in 10 minutes. In the meantime, if you guys want to give me a call, you can actually give me a call if you guys want to talk about what are the things that you want to take your next steps on. And I think I have the volume up on my phone, so you guys can call in. All right, so we got one person in for book. All right, let's see. Not that many people in today. That's cool though. So while we're waiting on this one, next week I'm doing a money summit, but also we'll be giving out. I think I'll be giving away like 4 or 5 books. I need to clean up my inventory. So we got 2 entries. Okay, we got 2 entries for the book. So I'm trying to give away like more and more books as we go through, because I feel as though that reading is a good way to kind of start your year off. And I figured, why not give away a lot of financial books that of people that I've met throughout the year, throughout FinCon, throughout the different areas, and this should be entertaining. Okay, so we only been 2 minutes. How many people watching? We only got like 4 people. All right, well, put the hashtag book if y'all want to join. Okay, so I'm gonna take my drink. I see you, Nia. I know. By the way, Nia, you got an awesome book too. But it's going to take me a while to try to get some ordered. Maybe on Amazon, I might be able to get that 2-day shipping. So Nia had wrote a book. It is called. Nia, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think I do have your book. No, I have a digital copy of your book. That's right. But I do not have a physical copy. So let's see. Called. I have your book. What? Nia, so you say you are on Amazon. Okay. What's your drink? That's right. Life is short. Buy the house. And books. Hey, there we go. So everybody, Nia is actually an author. If you guys look here. Oh, look at you. You got your bio? Okay, so Nia, her bio. It's a public speaker, money influencer, creator of perspectives. Nia, I know I'm putting you on blast right now. I still think it's hilarious. A single mother working for personal finance, family heirloom, financial obstacles, triumphs in her own inspired to become a personal finance instructor. She created perspectives and the coin cachet to share her financial journey along the creative saving strategies to the end of the paycheck to paycheck cycle. She is a personal advocate for personal finance in youth as well as adults. Yeah, she up here doing the thing. All right. Well, Nia, we gotta get you updated on this Amazon thing. Oh, you got 3 books. All right, out there. So Nia got a lot of books out here. Let's go. See, these are my more my speed with these smaller books. 48 pages. Oh yeah, it's my kind of speed. What else we got? She got some reviews. If you got a 2-star review, must be a hater. Let's see what he got. Okay. So we ain't got nothing there. What else we got? So now I'm gonna have to buy a couple of your books for the giveaway. especially for the new year. 'Cause I do have I think I got like $200 worth of books right now in my cart that I need to order. Let's see, 12-month planner. What, spiral bound? Okay. Now I'm actually curious about the spiral bound. Is this something that you did and have it pre-done and ship it to them, or is it something that Amazon is bounding and then they shipping it out? Because I know they usually do the binding, but it costs a little extra. Okay, so Nia, you said it's a budget planner, not really a book. Okay. So in other words, all right, don't worry about Nia's other books. Just go down and get The Life is Short, Buy the House, The Ultimate Guide. All right, so it's been about 8 minutes. So y'all ready for this book? It's only 2 people for this book. All right, so we got Matt in here and we have Janice. All right, let's see if I got some music for the drawing. I think I do. I think this will work since it's a face off against 2 people. Hey, we got a winner. We got a winner. Yay. And the crowd goes, wow. All right. Looks like Maddie T Squared won it. All right. So good job between y'all two. It was definitely a battle. It was definitely a battle between y'all. That was great. So Maddie T Square, go ahead on and shoot me an email at anthony@aboutthatwallet.com so I can go ahead on and mail you your book. And he's actually watching on Twitch. So yes, the show is streamed across YouTube, Twitch, and I also have it on Facebook as well. So we can go ahead on and make this show happen. Awesome, everybody. So like I said, usually the show isn't over with until I finish my drink. If there's anything that you guys want to definitely talk about, please shoot me your questions, because the beautiful thing about this show is for you all. And because it's for you all, I want to make sure that I provide the most value for you. And we all live happily ever after, because the holidays are here. It's nothing like getting like free gifts. And when you get free gifts, you can always re-gift it to somebody else if it doesn't work out for you. No hard feelings to me. I got rid of some inventory because this was actually all for you. Cheers, everybody. You know what? I need to work on these toasts. When I do live shows, you know what? I'm going to do a live show, like an in-person show. I might have to bring my equipment and everything so I can press record and we can do this during live. I want to say, you know, I want to toast to everybody here right now to say that it's been a wonderful journey this whole year. We got one more week left in the year and we made it this far. And the cool thing is that we took steps along the way to make it here. We could have easily given up, easily say, you know what, I don't care about my finances. I don't care about achieving financial independence. I'm just spending everything, maxing up all my credit cards, spending all my savings. Don't care about Christmas. I'm gonna just, you know, stay in the house and do nothing or become homeless altogether. But for those of you who are watching right now, you did not, because you got your lights on, paid the electricity bill. Obviously, you paid the internet bill because you won't be here with me. And the coolest thing about all of this is that you guys been listening to me along the journey. And I have to thank you all for allowing me to be in your ear throughout this process. And so next week, I'm having what they call as a financial money summit. I'm trying to see if there's a couple people. Again, like I said, I'm a late planner. So I noticed I didn't even put out any hints on who's going to come, who's going to be in attendance, is because I want you guys to show up. And I got bit in the butt last time when I tried to advertise, when I said who's actually going to show up in the show, and they weren't there. And I was kind of hurt. I would rather for them to say like, oh, not respond and not show up versus saying, hey, I'll be there and didn't show. So it's not a dig at the people that didn't show. I just, I'm glad that I had that opportunity as a lesson learned, which means that I got the opportunity to understand like, hey, even though somebody says yes, more than likely they could really mean no. And it was just being nice to say yes. But there's a difference between being nice and actually keeping your word, and being nice and don't keep your word, which is more of a reflection on yourself and how you feel with other people. Now, I do have to say that I've been one of those people. I did this to the person on FinCon because I lost track of time. And I apologize profusely. And I got there like, I think, almost like 20 minutes late. And because it was so late, didn't get a chance to record the podcast. And it was a video one. And so I felt bad. But, it wasn't like, hey, it was a no-show or anything like that. Not even an email or something like that. Hey, sorry, I missed it. It was like, I was there. I was genuinely there, and I just missed it with time. But, so with that being said, with this money summit, I'm going to be putting together a few slide decks. I'll be working on it starting tomorrow to get everything ready for the money summit. And with the money summit, the beautiful thing about that is that it will actually give me a chance to pretty much give my spill, my speech. It'll be a reset of who I am for those of you who are new to me and new to the show. And definitely I'll be doing about, like I said, I'm trying to give out like, I think I bought 2 books of just about everybody that I've had on this show already. And I want to give those away. So if you know somebody that knows somebody that love books, or you just looking to stock up on some books for next year to start reading, then let's go ahead on and have some fun. I'm going to add in some new segments. We're going to have some good games in here. Like I said, I love the giveaway section of it. So as soon as I log in, I'm going to try to do some giveaways within 10 minutes. We're going to have our drinks. So make sure you got your drinks. I'm going to talk about, how to do multi-purpose items. So starting your business, we're just going to jump right into it. Talk about making money, saving money, sharing the knowledge, giving back, and taking yourself to that next level. Those are the 5 things that I want to cover. So it's going to be jam-packed with information. And like I said, I got plenty of books behind me. And then I am going to be referencing, hopefully, just maybe the top row. I should be able to reference the top row, be enough to get everybody in there. All right. I think that's it as far as the entertainment things that I got on my end is coming up. If you guys have not yet signed up for the newsletter, make sure you get the newsletter, because I'm going to start putting some of the links in there of previous episodes, current episodes, what's coming up. And I don't spam you. Main reason because I got a job too. So it does take me time to handwrite all of these emails. And so make sure you handle them with care. And if there's something on there that obviously I might have misprint or something like that, it's because I was up to like 2 o'clock in the morning typing these things up. So that's what I got. Don't have any phone calls in, so it's all right. Maybe next time. And if anything, you guys, please be safe. I want to make sure you guys are good. And if you have any money emergencies, like say, hey, I'm really don't know what to do, I'm stressing out, make sure you call. You can always call me. Not always. Shoot me an email first with the details, and then I'll shoot you back, and then we can either come on here on StreamYard, chat it up. It doesn't have to be in person at all. We can just do everything virtually. I don't have to broadcast it. Just be you and I chatting, just to kind of get your story together and everything like that. I am going to put up a link on my Calendly so that we can have those one-on-one conversations without any fee and so forth. I just want to make sure that you're good so that you don't have a financial emergency and ruining your relationship with money. Because these are the habits that I want to make sure that they're okay. And we also heard about the death of Twitch and who knows whatever financial issues he was going through. But to go broke and kill yourself over it, it's not the option. It's not the way. It's just money. Remember, it's a tool. You don't go out and hurt yourself because you lost a screwdriver. You go out and buy another screwdriver, or you ask somebody for a screwdriver. Again, it's taking that first step to communicate what you don't have so that you can have. And that was the whole purpose of this episode. All right, everybody. Y'all be safe. We have fun. Until next week, y'all be safe. Peace. All right. Look like we just got a new person on here. All right. Well, sorry you guys missed it. Missed the giveaway too. See y'all next week. Later.